Okay, let's move. Okay na po ba dito sa part 1? Okay na po? Or meron pa po bang tapos? Dito sa part 1? Okay, next. For part 2, graph the following set of ordered pairs using one Cartesian plane. I'm giving you 3 minutes to graph. Since these are just single digit na number. Okay, are you done po? Okay po, let's start answering this one, number 1. Tingnan natin if when we are evaluating limits, is it the same as just by substituting the values that is given? Okay, so we're asked here to evaluate a certain limit. But how do we read this limit? Paano ba natin binabasa yung limit na to? Okay, we will read this as the limit of the quantity x plus 2 as x approaches 3 is what? So, paano, ganun daw siya basahin. So, the limit of the quantity x plus 2 as x approaches 3, yun yung hinahanap sa atin. Pero kung may nakalagay na equal dyan, for example, what is your answer for number 1? What is the limit of the quantity of x plus 2 as x approaches 3? What is your answer? Anyone po? What is your answer?
5.
Yes, Kyla?
5 po.
Okay, the answer is 5. Again, the limit x plus the quantity of x plus 2 as x approaches 3 is equal to 5. So ganun siya basahin. So it will be read as the limit of the quantity of x plus 2 as x approaches 3 is equal to 5. Okay, so stop sharing ko muna. Pakita ko muna sa inyo kung bakit nagkaganon. So ano ba yung pagkakaiba ng limit sa simple linear function or sa simple quadratic function wherein if we are given values, we just substitute it. Okay. So, pin ko muna yung sarili ko. Hindi ko kasi dala isa kong camera, so dito na lang ako sa likod magsusulat. There is... Okay. So, ituro ko lang sa inyo ulit yung meron tayo sa number line. So, this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. This is negative 1, this is negative 2, this is negative 3. Okay. So, there are 3 numbers. We have 3 numbers na i-discuss natin dito. Okay, there is a real number, there is a number from the left, there is also a number from the right. So, anong meron po sa tatlong numbers na yan? For example, sa limit na given sa atin kanina, we're given the limit of x plus 2 as x approaches 3 is equal to 5. As x approaches 2 or 3, x plus 2 pala to. Sorry. Is equal to 5. So, madali lang natin masabi that the answer is 5 by simply substituting the values. Why? Because this is the number in the middle. Ibig sabihin, ito yung number na nasa gitna. Bakit? Kasi wala po siyang exponent. Because the exponent will determine saan ba galing si 3. Galing ba siya sa kaliwa or galing siya sa kanan? Okay, so i-discuss natin kung paano natin malalaman kung galing siya sa kaliwa or galing siya sa kanan. If that is 3, eto po si 3 na meron tayo. Eto po siya. So, as x approaches 3. Pero paano natin masasabi yung mga iba pang values na meron dito? Okay. This is 3. This is 3 from the right, and this is 3 from the left. Okay, yun po yung pagkakaiba niya. This is 3, exactly 3. This is 3 from the left, and this is 3 from the right. Okay, what does this mean pag sinabi nating 3 from the left? Ibig sabihin, these are the values that are less than 3, but are approaching 3. Okay, what are the examples? For example, we have 2, we have 2.5, we have 2.8, we have 2.9, we have 2.99, we have 2.9999. So, those are values of 3 from the left, but it is not exactly 3. Okay? So, gets po ba? So, this is the middle value. So, siya talaga yung exact na value nung limit natin. Meron naman tayong 3 from the right. Okay. Ano naman po yung mga values natin na 3 from the right? Sabihin natin, we are given 3.5. We are given 3.2, we are given 3.1, we are given 3.001, we are given 3.0001. But this will not be exactly 3. It will get closer and closer to 3, but it will never be exactly 3. Just like 3 from the left. Okay, yung 3 from the left, lalapit at lalapit ng lalapit siya dun sa approaching value. Kaya nga, as x approaches. Kaya nga, kung paano natin siya basahin, we have approaching. Okay? So, sabi, papalapit ng papalapit, but it will never be the exact value. So, ganun po yung limit natin. So, yung mga binigay sa inyo na limit kanina, these are examples of exact limits. Wherein, if you will substitute the given approaching value, you will get the exact answer. But there are some examples wherein you are now given an approaching value. For example, sinabi na dito, x approaches 3 from the left as x approaches 3 from the right. So, in that case, magbabago na yung mga answers natin. At hindi na po ito yung gagamitin natin na technique sa pagsosolve. Okay? So, hindi na po ganyan yung magiging technique natin na direct substitution. In that case, what we'll be using will be table of values. Okay? So, nasagutan po ba yung graph natin? Nasagutan po ba yung graph na meron tayo? Are you done po with the graph? I'll just share screen po again. Okay. So dito sa graph, ipapakita ko sa inyo kung paano ba siya na-apply dun sa limit na meron tayo. For example, as x approaches 2, for example, as x approaches 0, the value of the limit is 1. As x approaches 1, the value of the limit is 2. As x approaches 2, the value of the limit is 3. As x approaches 3, the value of the limit is 4. As x approaches 4, the value of the limit is 5. And if you will be graphing this one, it is just one straight line. Tama po ba? Isang straight line lang po ba siya starting from 1 ng y-axis? Dire-diretso po siya hanggang 5? Tama po ba? Yes or no?
Opo, sir. Yes
Okay.
po.
So in that case, it is a linear function wherein your equation will just be y is equal to mx plus b. And in that case, so madali lang isolve yung limit. So kung ano man yung value ng y, because that is the ending point, kung ano man yung value ng function natin, that is the answer to that limit. Okay, let's have an example naman wherein we need to have table of values, yung sinasabi po natin kanina. Okay, so dito sabi, complete the table of values and graph the ordered pair using one Cartesian plane. Could you please try to at least supply the missing value for this one? We have 3 and then graph it. I'll be giving you 2 minutes. Okay, so can you please show me your answer? Anyone po? Okay, or let's supply po muna the missing values. Okay, yes, Alphonse, for this one, could you please supply the missing values for 1, 2, and 3? If those are the values of x, what will be the values of y?
Sir, since we have the value of x po and given na rin po yung pinaka-equation po para makuha po yung value ng y, parang isa-substitute na lang din po yung value po ng x kanina dun po sa y. So, magiging y equals 1 since we have value of x po na 1, 1 minus 1. So, ang una pong value ng y is 0 po. And then, next po is 2 minus 1. Ang magiging value po ng y is 1. And 3 minus 1 po is 2. Ganun po yung ginawa ko, sir.
Okay, so that is how we graph and get the table of values. Let's have another example for this one. So pag graph natin yan, isang line lang naman siya since the function or the equation is y is equal to x minus 1. Therefore, it is a linear equation. So pag graph natin siya, diretso lang naman siya. Okay, so we are given, sabi natin kanina, we are given yung middle natin, that is the exact. Yung galing sa kaliwa natin, from the left. Yung galing sa kanan natin is from the right. Tandaan nyo, kapag hindi po nag-equal yung values, okay, tandaan nyo, kapag hindi po nag-equal yung values, for example, this is 3. Pag hindi po nag-equal yung values from the left and from the right, therefore, ang tawag po doon is D and E. Or the limit does not exist. Pinaigsi na lang natin. So if the limit does not exist, ibig sabihin, the left-hand side of the limit and the right-hand side of the limit are not equal. Ulitin natin ha, yung left hand at saka yung right hand, if they are not equal, what do we call that? We call that D and E. Therefore, the limit does not exist. It does not exist. Nangyayari yun if the graph is a whole, there is a jump discontinuity, if it is discontinuous at a point, if there is an infinite discontinuity, ganun po yung nangyayari. And usually, the limit does not exist if there is a piecewise function wherein there are certain conditions that the function did not meet. Hindi na-meet nung function natin yung mga conditions na meron. At nangyayari lang yon kung meron tayong piecewise equations. Wherein, pag sinabi nating piecewise equations, these are sub-equations under one equation. There is a condition, there is a certain boundary wherein the values of x are given such that an example would be x is less than or greater than 5 for the first sub-equation, x is greater than 7 for the second equation, and so on and so forth. So, lagi nating tatandaan, if hindi equal yung left, dun sa right, therefore the limit does not exist. So, how do we visualize that? Let's have this example. It is the limit of 1 plus 3x as x approaches 2. Okay, so tatanungin nyo ako, Sir, bakit po naglagay agad kayo ng mga values ni x? Bakit naglagay agad kayo ng mga values ni x? Okay guys, nakadepende sa inyo kung ano yung mga ilalagay nyo na values ni x. Since the exact value is 2, it is approaching 2. Therefore, these are, ano yung mga meron tayong examples? These are 1.4, 1.7, 1.9, 1.997, 1.9999. Ano itong mga values na to? From the left or from the right? These are values na, yes? Anyone?
From the left.
From the left. Therefore, masasabi natin that this is 2 raised to what? 2 raised to?
Negative.
Negative.
Okay. And these are values greater than 2. Therefore, these are 2 raised to?
Positive.
So, pag binabasa natin siya, these are 2 from the left, 2 from the right. Okay. Sir, saan niyo po nakuha yung mga values na yan? Okay, ganito lang yan, guys. When we are using table of values, tatandaan nyo, kukuha lang kayo ng mga values na malapit dun sa approaching limit natin. Malapit lang sa 2. Eh sabi dito, 2 from the left. Therefore, kukuha ko ng mga values which are less than 2 pero hindi malayo sa 2 because it is still approaching 2. Just like these examples. We have 1.4, 1.7, 1.9, 1.997, 1.9999. Eh sir, paano po pag nagbigay kayo ng seat work or ng exam tapos hindi po same yung mga X values na naibigay namin? Okay lang yun. As long as mag-arrive tayo dito sa dulo, ito yung approaching value. Iko-compare natin sa approaching value ng isa. If they are the same, therefore, the limit exists. If they are not the same, therefore, the limit does not exist. So let us try. So could you please help me? Substitute these values. We are given 1.4. What will be the answer? 1 plus 3 times 1.4. What is f of x? Anyone, guys? Is the answer 5.2? Tama po ba? 5.2?
Opo.
Okay. What is 1.7? It becomes
6.1.
1. We are given 1.9. It becomes 6.7.
6.7.
We are given 1.997. It becomes
6.991.
1. Okay. What if we're given 1.9999? It becomes
6.999.
7. Tama ba?
Opo.
Okay. So, what can you say about these values? Ano masasabi mo sa values na meron tayo? Anong masasabi mo sa values na meron tayo? Anyone? Sige nga. Anong masasabi mo sa values na meron tayo? Nagmula sa 5.2, naging 6.1, naging 6.7, naging 6.991, naging 6.9997, and so on and so forth pag dinagtungan pa natin to ng numbers. But still, it is not 2. What happens? Anong nangyayari dun sa answer? Yes, Rachel?
Sir, it is approaching to 7 po.
Okay, therefore, it is approaching positive 7. Okay, but it is not yet exactly 7. So, pwede lang natin masabi na 7 na yung answer dyan if the right side will satisfy if it is also approaching 7. So, let us try. Tingnan naman natin, what happens? 2 from the right. Okay, sabi, 2 from the right. Therefore, what is 2.5? 2.5 is?
8.5.
8.5. What is 2.1? It is?
7.3.
7.3. What is 2.03? This is?
7.09.
7.09. What is 2.009? That is?
7.027 po.
0.27. What is 2.0005? That is 7.
0015 po.
Okay. What can you say about these values? Yes? What can you say about these values? Yes, yes, Lan?
The values are also approaching 7.
The values are approaching 7. Is the left-hand side of the limit and the right-hand side of the limit equal?
Yes.
Yes po.
7 is equal to 7. Therefore, the limit exists and that limit is 7. Are we clear?
Yes po.
Liwanag
Yes,
ba
po.
tayo? If in case hindi nag-equal yung dalawa, what do we call that? Pag hindi equal?
DN.
DNE po.
The limit does not exist. And I'll be giving you examples wherein the limit does not exist. So let's try po ibang examples wherein the limit will not exist. Okay, therefore, pwede na nating sabihin that the limit of the quantity of 1 plus 3x as x approaches to is 7. Ganun po natin siya babasahin na. Again, the limit of the quantity 1 plus 3x as x approaches to is 7. Okay? Okay? So, burahin ko po muna to. bigyan ko muna kayo ng isa pang example wherein ako na yung magbibigay ng mga initial value ni x and then supply the values and then please identify whether the limit exists or it does not exist. Okay? So this is our example. The limit of the quantity 5, must be x squared minus 5x plus 4 over x minus 1 as x approaches 1. Okay, so these are the values. Ako na yung magbigay ng values para mas mabilis and then you just supply it. 1.5, 1.17, 1.003, 1.0001. And for the other side, we are given 0.5, 0.88, 0.996, 0.9999. Okay? I'm giving you 3 minutes to give me the exact answer and then to identify whether the limit exists or whether the limit does not exist. Okay? Tapos na po. Okay, sino kaya pwedeng tumulong sa akin mag-supply ng mga missing values natin? Anyone? I'd like to raise his or her hand. Wala po bang iba? Wala po bang ibang gustong tumulong? Please raise your hand po if you'd like to answer. Okay, Rachel.
Sir. So, okay lang po ba yung ginawa ko? Ang ginawa ko po muna kasi is pinactor ko po yung function po. May na-cancel po sa numerator, kaya ang natira po is x minus 4 na lang po.
Okay,
Okay
so
lang po kaya.
actually that is one of the process. So what will be the factor? The factors would be
Quantity of x minus 4
x
times
minus
the
4
quantity.
times the quantity of x plus
Minus 1 po, sir.
x minus 1. It must be x minus 1 over x minus 1. Wherein we'll be canceling out the value of x minus 1. So what happens now?
So, isa-substitute po yung lahat ng values po. So, dun po sa left po, yung 1.5 minus 4 po. Ang sagot po is negative 2.5 po.
Okay.
1.17 minus 4 is negative 2.83 po.
Okay.
1.003 minus 4 is negative 2.997, then negative 2.49 po.
Wherein we could say that this is approaching.
Negative 3 po.
Okay. So how about for this one?
0.5 minus 4 is negative 3.5, then negative 3.12 po, negative 3.004, negative 3.0001 po.
Therefore, this is approaching.
Negative 3 pa rin po.
Therefore, we could say that the value of the limit is equal to
Negative 3 po.
negative 3. Does the limit exist?
Yes po, sir.
Therefore, the limit exists. Okay. Questions po? Any questions? So if you are given a rational function, just like this one, we have a ratio. The ratio of the numerator and the denominator, all you have to do is to identify if it is factorable. If it is, then you need to gather all the factors and look for a term that cancels out so that it will be very easy for you to supply the missing values to substitute the values and to get the value of f of x. Okay, so let's have another example for this one. I'll just share my screen po. Okay. Investigate the limit of f of x as x approaches 4 if. What happens now? Anong tawag natin ulit dyan, guys? Anong tawag natin if you are given sub-equations with different conditions? What do we call that? Ano pong tawag natin doon?
Piecewise po.
Function.
Piecewise function.
We are given piecewise function. Okay. So if you are given piecewise function, all you have to do first is to analyze. Okay? Ang sabi sa atin, investigate daw natin, we are given the limit of f of x, but we are given different values of f of x. So f of x is equal to 1 if x is less than 4. We are given the value of f of x is equal to x minus 4 quantity squared plus 3 if x is greater than or equal to 4. So how do we analyze this one. Okay. Ibig sabihin po, we will not use this simultaneously. We will not use this equation simultaneously because we will only be choosing which condition na nag-fall yung bawat equation na meron tayo. Okay. Ano nga ang sabi natin? The limit of f of x as x approaches 4. Ibig sabihin, nakadepende tayo sa 4. At pareho silang may 4, yung equation natin. Isa, x is less than 4. Isa, x is greater than or equal to 4. So, how do we choose? So, paano tayo mamimili ngayon? Okay, so ganito lang po yan. Pag sinabi nating x from the left, yun po ba ay less than 4 or greater than 4? Yung x from the left natin, less than 4 or greater than 4?
Less than po.
Less than 4 po.
So, that is less than 4. Tama po ba?
Yes.
Okay. Pag sinabi natin x from the right, therefore, x is
Greater than
4 po.
greater than 4. Okay. So, tama po ba yung symbols natin?
yes po.
Okay. So, sabi dito, x plus 1 daw yung gagamitin natin if x is less than 4. Ibig sabihin, if x is less than 4, nasa kaliwa or nasa kanan?
Kaliwa.
Sa kaliwa. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, dun sa gagamitin natin na x plus 1, this is x plus 1. This is x. Sorry, this is x. This is f of x. Okay. So, magbigay ako ng mga values, ha. This is 3.7, 3.85, 3.995, and we're also given 3.99999. Okay. Ayan, para mas malaki yung ano natin. Dito naman sa kabila, we are given here x and also f of x. Dito sa una, ang gagamitin nating function is x plus 1. Dito sa pangalawa, ang gagamitin nating function is x minus 4 quantity squared plus 3. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, greater than 4 naman po yung gagamitin natin doon. Okay, let's have 4.3. Let's have 4.1. Let's have 4.001. And we're also given 4.0001. Okay, let's now try to substitute. 3.7. So, madali lang naman yan. Ibig sabihin, na-aadan lang natin siya ng aadan ng 1. Tama po ba? Tama po? Mag-a-add lang tayo ng mag-a-add ng 1. Okay. This becomes 4.7. This becomes 4.85. This becomes 4.995. And this becomes 4.99999. But what can we say about this one? This is approaching
To 5 po, sir.
5.
approaching 5. Okay, let's try naman this one. Ito medyo mahaba yung pag-aano niya, pag-evaluate since we are given an exponential form. So, kailangan erase natin siya sa kanyang exponent. Okay, so we are given 4.3. 4.3 minus 4.3 squared plus 3, that is 3.9. Tama po ba? 4.1 minus 4, therefore that is 0.1. 0.1 squared, that is 0.01. Therefore, this becomes 3.01. We are given 4.001 minus 4, that is 0.001, squared, magkakaroon tayo ng 5 0. That is 3.000001. Okay, 4.00001 minus 4, matitira to. Squared natin yan. If this is 4, therefore, this becomes, ilang 0 na meron tayo? 9. Okay, so times 2 plus 1, therefore that is 0, 0, 0, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 ulit, isa pa, saka 1. Okay. So did you get the same answer po? Did you get the same resulting values of f of x? Same po ba yung nakuha nyo na value nito? Therefore, we can say that this is approaching
3 po.
3. Is 5 equal to 3?
No po.
Hindi po.
Therefore, we could say that the limit does not exist. Okay. Are we clear? So this is an example that the limit does not exist. Maliwanag po ba yun? Okay. So try answering this one po. Identify whether the limit exists. Tingnan nyo nga po kung mag-exist yan. Tapos na po. Okay, now would like to show his or her answer and discuss it. Okay po, sino pong gustong mag-show ng answer? Would like to raise his or her hand? Anyone po? Yes, Mr. Banal.
Sir, pwede po bang sabihin ko na lang yung ginawa ko po?
Ay, sige.
Since may given po na dalawang equation po, yung 2x plus 1 po, tsaka 4x minus 5, tas may given po yung value ng 3, sinubstitute ko po yung 3 doon sa may dalawang equation na yon at isa lang po yung lumabas na value nila, which is 7. So, I think po, the limit does exist kasi po, they are both approaching 7 po.
Okay, so lahat po ba 7 din yung nakuha?
Yes po.
Yes
Okay,
po.
yes po, sir.
Yes po,
Therefore,
sir.
it only proves that not all piecewise equations will lead you to a limit does not exist. Okay? So yun lang yung gusto kong ipakita sa inyo na hindi lahat ng piecewise equations ay pwede nating sabihin na hindi siya nag-exist ng limit. Okay? Some may not exist, some will exist. So it really depends on your analysis. So nakadepende siya sa pag-a-analyze mo at sa pag-substitute mo ng values if the left-hand side of the limit and the right-hand side of the limit will be the same. Okay. So punta naman po alam na natin ngayon kung paano mag-identify whether it exists at whether kung hindi siya nag-exist. Ngayon pumunta naman po tayo sa pag-identify ng limit if we are given graphs naman po. Okay, kapag binigyan tayo ng graphs. Okay, look at the graph. Okay. Ituturo ko naman sa inyo ngayon kung paano tayo mag-identify ng limit if we are given this graph po. Para mas malaki. Ayusin ko lang. Yan. Yan. Find the following limits of f if they exist. If they exist, identify the value of the limit. Okay. So, pakibasa nga po yung number 1. Pakibasa nga po yung number 1 tapos try to identify the limit. Ano pong sabi dun sa number 1? Anyone po? Number 1 is the limit of f of x as x approaches 0. Okay. So, ganito po yung pag-identify. Sabi, x is approaching 0. Punta ka kay 0. Okay. Punta ka po kay 0. Ito po ba yung 0? Nakikita po ba yung cursor ko? Ito po ba si 0?
Yes po.
Yes po, sir.
Opo.
Tingin ka sa taas. Is there a value sa taas? May value po ba sa taas? Yes or no? May graph po ba sa taas? May graph po ba sa taas ng 0? Am I audible? Naririnig pa ba ako? May graph po ba sa taas ng 0?
Wala po.
Wala. May graph po ba sa baba ni 0? Yes or no?
Meron po.
Meron.
Kung may graph po sa baba ni 0, hinto ka kung saan yung graph na nag-touch sila. Ano po yung value nung nag-touch sila doon? What will be the value nung 0 at na-touch nung graph? That would be,
-1 po.
-1 po.
therefore, the answer for the limit of f of x as x approaches 0 is -1. Okay? Tandaan mo, yung hinihinging value ng limit sa atin is the y value or the f of x. Binigyan tayo ni x, dapat ang makuha natin is f of x or the y value. Okay. Punta naman tayo dito sa number 2. The limit of f of x as x approaches -3. Punta ka kay -3. Punta ka kay -3. Tingin sa baba. Is there a graph sa baba ng -3?
Wala po.
Wala.
Wala po.
Is there a graph sa taas ng -3? Yes or no?
Meron po.
Meron po.
Meron po.
Meron doon, tapos meron dito. Okay. Tingnan nyo tong graph na to. Etong graph na to, umangat, tapos nagkaroon ng hole, pero bumaba. But they are the same graph. Hindi siya natapos, bumaba lang siya. So, dire-diretso pa rin yan. Okay, kapag ganun po yung nangyari, we will not consider this point. Hindi natin ko-consider yung point na to since hindi naman siya dun kabale sa graph na meron tayo. Are we clear? Are we going to consider this point? No, because it is not included dun sa graph na meron tayo. Therefore, pag tinanong ka, the limit of f of x as x approaches -3, dire-diretsuhin mo. Okay, saan siya natapos? Therefore, the answer would be, saan siya natapos?
+3 po.
+3. Okay, therefore, the limit of f of x as x approaches -3 is +3. Okay, for number 3, the limit of f of x as x approaches -2 from the right. From the right. Look at this, guys. Sabi -2. Oh, guys, -2. Dalawa yung graph na nakay -2. Isang nasa kaliwa at isang nasa kanan. But, what side are we going to consider? Ano yung side na i-consider dapat natin?
Kanan po.
Kanan.
Yung nasa kanan. Therefore, eto ba yung i-consider natin? Eto ba?
Hindi po.
Hindi. Eto ba yung i-consider natin?
Yes.
And what is the value of y pag eto kinonsider natin?
-1 po.
-1. Therefore, the answer for the limit of f of x as x approaches -2 from the right is -1. Okay, maliwanag po ba? Is this clear?
Yes po.
Okay, look at this. The limit of f of x as x approaches -infinity. Where is -infinity? Where is -infinity?
Wala.
X daw na -infinity. Ito, x ng positive infinity. Tama po ba? Ito, x ni positive infinity papunta sa kanan. Yes or no?
Yes po.
Ito naman, x ni negative infinity papunta sa kaliwa. Okay, ibig sabihin, negative infinity, titingnan lang natin kung saan yung arrow. Saan po yung arrow? Ito po ba yung arrow?
Yes po.
Saan papunta yung arrow? Saan papunta yung arrow? Saan papunta yung arrow na to? Is there an exact value for this arrow? Meron bang exact value dun sa arrow na to? Yes or no? Meron ba siyang exact value? Wala, di ba? Therefore, kung wala siyang exact value, ibig sabihin mag-grow siya palaki ng palaki. Pero saan papunta yung arrow? Sa positive or sa negative?
Sa positive po.
Positive. Therefore, if it is growing positively, therefore the answer is positive infinity. Are we clear? Kung palaki siya ng palaki, pataas siya, positive siya, walang exact value because there is an arrow. An arrow means it's growing upward. And if it is growing upward, therefore it is positive infinity. Okay, look at Question number 5. Sabi dun sa question number 5, the limit of f of x as x approaches positive infinity. Asaan po ba yung positive infinity? Left or right?
Right.
Right po.
Right. Is there an arrow dun sa right? Meron po bang arrow? Yes.
Meron po.
Pero saan po papunta yung arrow natin?
Pababa po.
Downward.
Baba.
Therefore, is there an exact value for that arrow?
Wala po.
Wala.
Wala po.
Growing negatively downward. Okay? Therefore, if it is growing negatively downward, what will be an answer?
Negative infinity po.
Infinity po.
Therefore, it is negative infinity. Maliwanag na po ba? Maliwanag na po ba yung pag-analyze ng graph if we are looking for the values of the limits? Maliwanag po?
Yes po.
Okay,
Opo.
let's have another. Okay, ito naman. Subukan natin to. Okay, bigay nyo nga sa akin yung answer. Number 1, what will be the limit of f of x as x approaches negative 4 from the left? Negative 4 from the left. Okay, ito yung negative 4. Okay, ito yung negative 4. Meron bang graph sa left niya? Yes or no?
Yes po.
And that is? What is the value?
Negative infinity po.
Negative infinity ba? Taas ka ng negative 4. Asa
One.
maliwanag.
Na 1 po pala.
That
Sorry
is
po.
positive 1. Maliwanag.
Yes po.
Okay. Next one. What is the value of the limit of f of x as x approaches negative 4 from the right? From the right naman daw. Ano yung graph sa right ni negative 4? Tingnan nyo. Ano yung graph sa right ni
Negative
negative 4? That is?
Negative 1 po.
Negative 1.
Very good. That is negative 1. Ganun lang titingin. Sa college, pagdating nyo sa college, puro ganyan lang makikita nyo. Puro graph lang. Tapos ipapa-identify agad sa'yo yung limit. Dapat magaling kang tumingin. Okay. Next. What is the limit of f of x as x approaches negative 4? Sige nga. Paano kung negative 4 na lang? Paano kung negative 4 na lang? Eh, iba yung value ng negative 4 from the left, saka iba yung value ng negative 4 from the right. Di ba sabi nyo kanina, yung value ng negative 4 from the left is positive 1. Tapos yung value ng negative 4 from the right is negative 1. Eh ano naman ngayon, pag tinatanong ka nung middle limit or nung center limit, which is only negative 4, what will be the limit?
DNT po.
Wala po.
Very good. The limit does not exist. Maliwanag ba? Pag meron graph sa taas at meron graph sa baba, the limit does not exist. Just like this example. Sa negative 4 tayo nag-refer, therefore, tiningnan mo, iba yung value ng kaliwa, iba yung value ng kanan, therefore, the limit, the center limit will not exist. D and E. Are we clear? Maliwanag po ba yon?
Yes po.
Yes
Okay.
po, sir.
Next, what is the limit of f of x as x approaches positive 1 from the left? Positive 1 from the left. Ito yung positive 1. Nakikita ba yung positive 1? Is
Yes.
there a graph na meron sa left side?
Meron po.
Yes po. Meron.
And that is?
4 po.
4 po.
4 po.
Very good. The answer is 4. Okay, next. What is the limit of f of x as x approaches positive 1 from the right? Positive 1 from the right. Saan naman daw papunta yung positive 1 from the right? What is the answer?
4.
4 din po.
4 pa rin. E di ibig sabihin, kapag tinanong ka ng limit of f of x as x approaches 1, which is the center limit, mag-exist ba yung limit?
Opo.
And what is the answer to that limit?
4.
4 din po.
4 pa rin. Is that clear?
Yes.
Liwanag po. Okay, next. Next. What is the limit of f of x as x approaches 4? As x approaches positive 4 from the left. This is 4. Is there a graph sa left side ni 4? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Meron po.
Look at the graph. There is an asymptote. There is an asymptote. and the graph is growing positively upward. Therefore, yung nasa kaliwa ni 4, what will be our answer to that limit?
Positive.
Positively infinity.
Positive
po.
infinity.
Positive infinity. Are we clear? Okay. How about if we are given the limit of f of x as x approaches positive 4 from the right? Positive 4 from the right. Ano yung nakita niyong graph? Is this still growing positively upward?
Yes.
Yes
Opo,
po.
sir.
Or what is the answer?
Positive infinity.
Positive infinity.
Positive infinity. Okay. If kanina kinuha natin yung 4 from the left and 4 from the right, sa tingin nyo, what will be the center limit of 4?
Positive infinity.
Positive infinity.
Positive infinity. Are we clear? Maliwanag po ba?
Sir,
Yes
di ba
po.
po pag po, wala pong limit does not exist po pagka po may graph sa taas and may graph din po sa baba.
Pag may graph sa taas at may graph sa baba at napatunayan mo na hindi equal yung kaliwa at hindi equal yung kanan, therefore, it does not exist. Just like yung example natin kanina, tiningnan mo yung sa negative 4. Iba yung lumabas nung nasa kaliwa ni negative 4, positive 1. At yung nasa kanan ni negative 4 ay negative 1. If they are not the same, therefore, the limit does not exist.
Lagi po yun, sir.
Yes, lagi yon. Lalo na kung tumatalon yung graph natin. Ang tawag po sa pagtalon ng graph, yung nasa negative 4 natin, is jump discontinuity. Wherein there is a hole and there is a solid hole. There is hollow, tapos solid yung tinalunan niya, or there is solid, tapos hollow yung tinalunan niya. Therefore, the limit does not exist. Saan? Doon sa center limit. Pero mag-e-exist siya sa left at mag-e-exist siya sa right. Is that clear?
Yes po.
Okay. Questions? Questions? Okay, may questions po ba? Maliwanag po ba yung discussion natin today? Is our discussion clear?
Yes po.
Yes po, sir.
Okay, maliwanag po. So ngayon, alam niyo na kumuha ng value ng limit using table of values at kaya niyo din kumuha ng value ng limit using graph. Okay, ganun lang naman siya kadali. Tatandaan mo palagi, there are different, madami kang pwedeng makuhang value kapag graph. At tatandaan mo na i-consider mo si positive and negative infinity dun sa answer mo, especially if it is growing increasingly upward, if it is growing downward, if there is an arrow up, arrow down, therefore, dun mo masasabi if it is positive or negative infinity. Okay? So, are there still questions? Maliwanag po? Okay, so alam nyo na, madedetermine nyo na if the limit exists or the limit does not exist. Okay, so that's our discussion for today.